Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Boy, do we have big news once again from Tottenham Hotspur. It's not very common that I have to talk about Tottenham 2 days in a row here, and I have to say as a Chelsea fan it's not very enjoyable, but it has to be done because Tottenham are the only club it seems like that are capable from taking the negative spotlight away from a club like Chelsea sitting in 11th. You know, it's only Tottenham that are capable of actually taking the cake, you know, where at the end of the season, everyone's going to be like, oh, who was the worst team in that season? No, it's not even Chelsea in 11th. It's Tottenham Hotspur, you know, because today we've got more big news. After what happened yesterday with the 6-1 defeat to Newcastle, Tottenham have decided to take some sort of action. And we're going to get to that very shortly. We're also going to get to some Chelsea news at the end of this video in relation to what's going on with the manager and whatnot. And there are, you know, things happening there. Weirdly enough, the story at the end of this video is going to blend the two, with a little hint of Manchester United involved as well. So keep yourselves glued till the end of this video. Before we get cracking, I want to let you guys know there are no social media links in the description. And there's a reason for that. Hence why I'm going to link you guys to my second channel, which is linked in the description. There is a brand new video uploaded on there today. I'm going to link it to you right here. Make sure you check it out as to why I've deleted all my social media, except here. Except YouTube. And there's a reason. I go in depth and I explain it on that video, so make sure you guys go and check it out. There is some very good advice I feel for all of you, hence why I made the video and hence why I took the action that I did. And as well as that, people that do want to remain on social media, no problem at all, there is some advice for all of you guys as well. I think that's going to benefit you in the long run, so do go and check it out. There is some crucial advice for all of you there. Enjoy and hit subscribe over there if you are new. But that is all my presence is going to be. It's going to be here on YouTube, and it's the one platform that I'm actually even going to be enjoying in my spare time only. And as I said, I explain all in that video. So check it out and subscribe over there. Much appreciated. Now, let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. What is the laugh in the town at the moment? The laugh in the town at the moment is Tottenham. It was Chelsea for a significant amount of the season, and now Tottenham decided to take the spotlight, as I've already explained. How have they done that? Well, yesterday they lost 6-1 to Newcastle. Absolutely ridiculous scoreline. I'm seeing Tottenham fans wanting to throw themselves off cliffs, including Expressions, Toby, everyone else. All of them are wanting to just, you know, smash their heads into concrete walls, which I understand. And it's got to that point right now. Even Tottenham fans can't defend this any longer. Even Tottenham fans are going, yeah, we're a joke. Before it would be like, what? You can't say that. You're Chelsea, get lost. Now it's like, yeah, mate, I agree. I agree. We're a joke, you know? And that comes from a Chelsea fan, where right now, we've been a joke this season. But as I've said, Tottenham want to come in and take the spotlight. Hey, by all means, we won't stop you. You know, we know our decline is temporary. We'll be back at some point. We will. But Tottenham, this is the history of the Tottenham. Isn't it? It is. I don't mean to say that in a snide way. It's just the truth. As I said yesterday, the one way that Tottenham are going to solve their issues is by getting rid of their owners. Now, how do you do that? You can't really do that unless their owners decide to sell up. I explained it in yesterday's video. If you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. I'm not going to get into detail regarding that issue. But what Tottenham have decided to do is take a different course of action. What is it that they've decided to do? Tottenham have sacked Christian Stellini after that wholly unacceptable Newcastle defeat. Daniel Levy put out a statement explaining how the defeat was unacceptable. And despite, you know, bringing in Stellini, you know, to the end of the season, they're wishing him well for his efforts, as you know, as all statements say nowadays. And then he signed it off with Coys, Daniel. So come on, you Spurs, Coys, Daniel. I mean, if that's not cringe, I don't know what is. When you have a chairman, right, or a CEO, or part owner like Daniel Levy that comes on and tries to portray himself as a fan, he's the most hated man in the club, isn't he? He is, in terms of the fan base. They despise him. Everyone despises him, if I'm not mistaken, for the work that he's doing. Not personally, of course. I don't think anyone knows him, unless if anyone does know him, then great. But in terms of the work that he's doing, no one's happy with it. He signs it off with, come on, you Spurs, Daniel. You know, not even Mr. Levy. If he done that, at least has a bit of respect. But, oh man, they've sacked Chris Christian Stellini. So let me get this straight. This is where Tottenham take the cake, right? And if there's Tottenham fans watching, I'm sorry. I have to explain it like this because it's actually quite insane, and it's quite intense. So I have to process this correctly. Tottenham sacked Antonio Conte, their manager, to then get the number 2 of that manager to come in and take it to the end of the season as an interim. To then sack that interim, to bring in the assistant of that interim, which is the ex-interim of the manager that got them to a League Cup final and then lost it. Have I said that correctly? Have I said that right? So they've sacked Conte to get in Stellini, to sack Stellini to get in Ryan Mason. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they got in Ryan Mason to take it now to the end of the season, which, let's be honest, there's a month left. Did this have to happen? Do Spurs really think Ryan Mason's going to steer the ship? You know, I have to be honest, even from a Chelsea perspective, I thought we got rid of Potter, we get in an interim, there'll be that bounce, it'll take us to the end of the season. Lo and behold, I wasn't expecting Frank Lampard, let's be honest, no one was. But look what's happened. At Spurs, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You know, if I had to choose between Lampard and Ryan Mason, best believe I'm probably choosing Lampard, and that says something because Lampard has been a disaster, but at least you could say he's got experience at Derby. He got them to a playoff final. I mean, he took Chelsea to an FA Cup final once, you know. He brought up you from the academy and we got top 4. It's something. As little as it is, it's something. Ryan Mason, come on, you're having a laugh. And he was the assistant to this interim that they've sacked after sacking their manager to bring in this interim. So what Tottenham have done, let me get this correct, is they've sacked their manager to get in the interim, to sack the interim, to get in the interim of the interim, who was interim before and flopped. Only Tottenham. Only at Tottenham. Only at Spurs can this happen. Honestly, absolutely unbelievable. Look, as I've said, Chelsea have had a horrific season. But if Tottenham want to swoop in and take the cake as the most negative club in the league this season, then by all means you can go and take it. We don't want to hold it. We don't want to hold it. It was us until up until this moment. And Tottenham have broken all sorts of minds, not even just records, minds. Well, Ryan Mason is going to be taking over from Stellini. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. Now, if we're going to talk about an ex-Tottenham manager, that is going to be Mauricio Pochettino. Now, my feeling has been pretty obvious. Have I been happy with this potential appointment? No. Do I think it's the best possible appointment with the shortlist that Chelsea have? Absolutely. If I have to choose between Pochettino, Vincent Kompany, and some geezer in charge of Celtic after he was in Australia for the most of his career, like Ange Postecoglou, is it Postecoglou? I forgot his name. I think it's Postecoglou. I mean that with respect. Then of course I'm going to choose Poch. Someone that hasn't watched football will probably choose someone else, you know, or even then they might just go with Poch. You know, it's probably the only guy they've heard of, you know, and that's, again, Postecoglou, good luck at Celtic. He's smashing it at Celtic, much like Brendan Rodgers did. Kompany, stay at Burnley, doing an immense job at Burnley, about to win his first trophy ever, the championship, right? Winning the championship. Congrats. Come to the Premier League and keep it going. Please don't destroy your managerial career. I honestly think Kompany can go on to do big things. From what I've seen so far, it's been perfect. But that doesn't mean give him the Chelsea job. You know, what I do think will happen is eventually Kompany might take charge at Manchester City. Eventually. And even then I'm saying wait 5 years. You have to go through the process as a manager. You can't just jump, you know, from nothing to something huge. Take it easy. Take it easy. Anyway. So Pochettino, of course, is going to be the first guy on the list in terms of that shortlist. But even then, what is my concern with Pochettino? I'm starving for Chelsea to be successful again, properly, because I think Chelsea have the means and the resources to be successful. We don't have to wait, you know, and go through the hoops, you know, like many believe needs to be done. It doesn't have to be done when you've got the resources and tools available to make a difference ASAP. Pochettino, I think, will do good for Chelsea in his first season. 100%, he'll take us out of the depth that we're in right now. I'm pretty certain, and I'm happy with that. Cool. But what comes after that? That's my concern. Do I think Poch will take Chelsea to a potential top 4? 100%. Without question. I think he will. We'll be top 6. Definitely. right? We'll be, you know, back in the midst of some cup competitions, and we'll be putting our first step back onto the scene again like we need to after the season that we've had. I definitely think Poch will definitely do that. What comes after, though? When we do reach that level, do I think Poch will take us to competing for the Premier League title, to going to a semi-final or final of a Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, all in the same season potentially, the way Chelsea need to be fighting? That's where I don't think he's going to cut it. That's where I think he's going to come up short. And I'm just saying, why wait? Why have to get to that point and then change the manager again when we can just think about getting someone elite now? You know, that's my concern. Now, I have to say, Poch is going to be the next Chelsea manager, and I've said this about Nagelsmann and it flopped, so God knows what's going to happen after I've said this about Poch now. I have to say, if it flops with Poch, right, we have to be scared. At that point, we need to be frightened, because getting Vincent Kompany might actually happen. or getting Postecoglou from Celtic might actually happen, and that's where, you know, all limbs will start flying. Or heads will roll. But Poch coming in, as I've said, initially, I think we'll be okay. But if he can prove me wrong down the line, then by all means, please do. The one thing that I look at this appointment and I go, nah, you know what, let's do it. The one thing goes back to Tottenham. Now, Tottenham fans watching are going to go, "Ah, you sneaky fella, right? You are conniving." Some people are going to be like, "You're evil." Can you imagine if Poch actually comes to Chelsea and does well? Tottenham fans are going to be like, what? And can you imagine if what I'm about to say, which is the second story that I wanted to talk about in this video, can you imagine if Pochettino brings Harry Kane to Chelsea? If he's the one guy that can make it happen, if he's the one guy that can tempt Harry Kane for him to turn around and go, "Oh, Daniel, I want to go to Chelsea. I want to go to Chelsea. I want to. Please make it happen. I want to go to Chelsea. I've had enough. I want to go to Chelsea. Poch, my daddy Poch is there. I want to go to play for Chelsea." Can you imagine if Poch is the guy to make that happen? You know what? If here's the ultimatum. If Poch can make that happen, I'm fully on board with Poch. Fully on board. If he can get Harry Kane to Chelsea, the striker that we need a striker. We need someone deadly. If he can get Harry Kane to Chelsea, Poch, mate, 3-year contract. 100%. You know, bring Son with you too, because we could do with some of that. So look, that's the latest is that Manchester United want Harry Kane, and now as of today, they've started making moves. That raises a question for me, and that raises an eyebrow. Why is it at the moment that we were hearing that, maybe if Poch goes to Chelsea, maybe he takes Harry Kane, all of a sudden Manchester United are making moves for Harry Kane? Now, I've had it in my head that Man United will eventually move for Harry Kane, but why is it that they've decided today? Why today? Why today, when everyone did start talking about, maybe Poch, Harry Kane, Chelsea, something there, all of a sudden a move's being made? Interesting. Well, you know what? I hope it's legit, and I hope that Poch is going to be able to get something done in that aspect, because if he does, then by all means, I'm intrigued. If that happens, I'm intrigued. Let's see what happens, because we absolutely desperately need a clinical striker. So is it going to be Chelsea versus Manchester United to go in for Harry Kane? Or is Man United going to have a clear pathway to just go to Tottenham's door and knock on it and go, "Look, can you just give us Harry Kane? He wants to leave now." Will that happen? Or do Chelsea have a shot? Can Poch make it happen? That's how I'm going to end it for all of you. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think he's capable of bringing Harry Kane to Chelsea? The one move that everyone thought was impossible to do. Because Tottenham and Chelsea just don't do business. But can Poch be that middleman that can make it happen, or can turn Harry Kane's head for him to hand in a transfer request and go, "I want to go to Chelsea," and go to Poch? Because if he can make that happen, especially him being ex-Tottenham, you know what? That would be sweet. As a Chelsea fan, that would be sweet. I would be willing to put any doubts I have to the side, because that is just Michelin star meal. We like to have meals at Chelsea, don't we? Todd Bowley talks about them all the time. Well, can we have a Michelin star wonderful meal by having Poch, ex-Tottenham, bring Harry Kane, current Tottenham, top striker, to Chelsea? Yes, please. Let me know your thoughts down below in terms of everything that I've mentioned today, talking about Stellini, Tottenham, the managerial saga, Ryan Mason, Poch, Chelsea, Harry Kane, Man United. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for the preview as we look forward to Chelsea playing football again. Not something I thought I'd say anytime soon. Chelsea versus Brentford. So make sure you check that preview tomorrow. I will be here for all of you on that. So much appreciated, and I will see you then. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. See you tomorrow, people. Have a good one. Enjoy. Take care. And peace.